Okay, I can see the 0 showing up. That usually means we're live. All right, let's begin with the list of updates. So this is the latest installment of the live streaming until I gain 2 to the X channel members. So today we're doing 2 to the 2, so 4 channel members. The updates on status update for me is I'm still waiting to learn when the next date for my next LTB hearing will be. So back on January 27th, had the case management hearing, and the next hearing will not be scheduled before March 31st, where we will argue the merits of the extensive renovations. And this week I published a video with some shots of the snowstorm at Waterloo, and I think the lore behind that is I check the r/u Waterloo subreddit every once in a while, and I always see people there posting like, "Hey, I'm lonely. It's it's hard to make friends here and stuff like that." So I'm like, why don't I just do a random meetup on someday when I'm free? So if any of you are at on campus on the U Waterloo and you're doing nothing during reading week and you're looking for something to do on Tuesday at 7, I'll be there. Oh, and we've already got our first channel member, so we're already at 25% to the goal. Welcome to 23 William 90 to the student tier. Stop streaming now. There's still 3 more for the goal though. We're continuing with the update. So, I mentioned before last stream that the focus is going to be I'm going to try to put out a few more of the long form scripted content, and I worked on that a little bit, but I figured that since reading week, I kind of thought about doing that video idea for a while, and it makes sense. It only makes sense to do it when at the right time, when people are actually available. So I kind of had to push to get that done for now. So I will get back to I actually started working on the script last month, but update on the ThinkPad fans. So so this is the 4th time I've ordered a fan for this ThinkPad to try and get a new fan, and the fan, I ordered it like I think the end of January, or no, it was like February 2nd. I think I ordered it, and it just shipped on February 10th. So that's in the mail system, and so hopefully I will have a new fan for this computer finally. And because now I'm rich with my YouTube money, I can afford. I've been improving my setup a little bit to make it get some redundancy in my cables and setup, and just make it so it's not so much work to reset it up every single time. So before I only had one spare Ethernet cable where the prong was broke off it, and it was just on my to-do list to order one, and then I didn't have any. I was like, I can make do with one with the prong that's broken off. But the thing is, I had to reserve that cable for the one that was actually streaming, because if this cable comes out, then that one will it'll make the stream go down. So I finally got some new Ethernet cables, and I've got I got one that's a bit shorter, so I'm not tripping over it. So small incremental improvements in the setup, and also I got a spare mic and like a second XLR cable, because for most of my setup I only had like one of each of the cables, and if I had an issue with the cable, then that would put me out of commission. We're already halfway towards our goal now. This one's going a lot faster than the last one. Jesse Mendieta, welcome to the student here. Let's see. Damn, you're rocking it. Impressive growth. It's nice to see some numbers go up. I haven't ever since I hit 100,000 subscribers, I haven't really even paid attention to, but it just keeps going up every day. So hopefully that growth continues for a while. Although subscribers is kind of weird because subscribers continues to go up, but views and revenue doesn't necessarily go up. And there are some odd channels that get like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but for some reason they just get no views, and it's weird how the algorithm works that way. Titles are they working? Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a dopamine hit to just be like, hey, I wonder how long it'll take. Sam's Train official, and it's a stock chart going up. Yep, that's the plan. I can donate some gear to you. I think I'm probably all right. I'm probably all right for gear for now. I actually just bought on Amazon a few like backup cables and stuff like that. And it's also you need like exactly the right gear because your stuff has to be compatible with other stuff. Like I have a camera to make the camera stream things. I have to have exactly the right. And I even know the connector I needed. I ordered one cable, a replacement cable for the HDMI in the camera, and I ordered one. The first one was too long, and the cable just didn't work. It wouldn't send the signal. And then I ordered a second one. I ordered it with I correctly ordered it with a micro cable. And the second time I ordered it, I ordered a mini cable, which didn't fit. Some channels have fake subs. Yeah, it can be that, and also I don't know. Sometimes I think the YouTube algorithm will like expect that you're gonna. I think it's always like estimating how good your content seems to be, and so it's like guessing that you're gonna release a bunch of good content, and then if you just kind of release a bunch of bad content, then it's like, oh wait, we gotta not recommend this channel at all. And of course you can get shadow banned for all sorts of reasons. How long do you expect the stream to go for? That's a good question. So when I was doing the live streaming until I get X dollars in super chats, for a while it kind of seemed like it was doubling each time, but then I think the last one the last goal was like $1,024, and that one only took like I think it was only an hour or 2 hours or something. But to get two channel members last time, it was like an hour and a half or something. But in the first what did we at 5 minutes or something, we're already at that goal. So, and I'm sure there's probably I think it maybe tunes the algorithm a little bit too. The algorithm takes time to like figure out what type of person wants to is attracted to that type of stream. You can buy subs like that, but they're fairly good at catching them. Yeah, I know you can buy. I think they probably even just like allow some channels to get to like rack up these fake subs and stuff, then they just like shadow ban it. So, you can get you can feel proud that you paid a bunch of money to get the subs, but it basically it just changes the number. And in my analytics, actually it shows me the people that are subscribed to me, and it'll let me sort by how many subscribers how many subscribers someone has who is subscribed to me. So and for a while it would like sort that list by the top, the person who subscribed to me who has the most subscribers. And there's a few times when I saw like there was these channels that would have like, it started off with like 80,000, then the next day they had like 100,000, then they had like 200,000. And I went and I checked their videos, and they were all in like it was all like non-English videos of just like some totally random, like there was no reason for anyone to watch any of the videos, and they all had really low views. So I think they were just like, I don't know, like terrible videos taken with a cell phone of like the floor and someone's like yelling or something. Yeah, they were really pretty random, and I guess they're probably one of those people who actually is building the bots that manage those things. You can even buy channels already pre-aged with tens of thousands of subs. Yeah, I'm sure you can. There's a whole market for all sorts of degrees of shady influence in channels and stuff. Hi, I'm Eric from Italy. I've started studying Linux, C++, Java in the evening school, but this evening is not teaching me how to read documentation. Do you have any book suggestions? But this evening is not teaching me how to read documentation. The question is a bit too broad. Teaching me how to read documentations. I mean, there's many books on Linux, C++, and Java. Honestly, I mean, these days I don't even watch, or I don't even read that many books. The internet can satisfy most of my need for that kind of information. Books, there is sometimes certain kinds of information that's only found in books. But it almost sounds like you're asking about like books on how to read documentation. But there's no shortage of stuff out there. You just need to be a bit more focused on what specifically you're looking for. I got where I am growl spamming and shit posting. I don't know, spamming, wouldn't you get banned for that? Something to you for your other channels as part of how they make those channels organic. Yeah, I imagine there's you need some like chaff kind of data. You have to go out and like, if you're doing some inauthentic stuff, you have to like complement it with some other seemingly legitimate activity to kind of stay below the noise floor. I imagine that's pretty standard. Bots and like inauthentic activity is probably, I mean, it's got to be incredibly sophisticated now, especially with like the large language model stuff. And even I even remember like 4 years ago, I remember seeing all these weird Russian websites. Like I'd search for some. I remember I bought something at the store, and there was something that showed up in my on my credit card statement. It was like a kind of generic name. I couldn't figure out what it was, so I just Googled it to try and figure out like, okay, what is this charge on my credit card? And the only site was like these weird like .ru domains of like just random like gibberish, and like the website had no content. It was just like nonsense. And those started showing up like 4 years ago, and I imagine that's part of some sophisticated bot farm or some kind of crazy thing for like harvesting IP addresses or something maybe. Hello, Robert. How have you been? I've been pretty good. Been getting some work done. Surviving the winter. I think we're past the most depressing part. The days are getting longer now. So we're going to be at Waterloo at 7 p.m. the Tuesday of Reading Week in physical form as well in spirit. Yes, I will be at that location unless some insinuating circumstance. I have no idea. The video only has around 5,000 views or so. I don't want like a million people to show up. But I've absolutely no idea what to expect if there'll be anyone at all. But my basis for that video was I always see people posting on their r/u subreddit saying like, hey, I've been here at school, I'm kind of lonely, haven't been anyone. So I'm like, why not just have an event and invite all these lonely people to it, and then they can talk about anime and video games. Wait, do you plan on making a living on YouTube? I plan on making a living doing entrepreneurial things, and right now, the YouTube stuff, the content creation has been showing the most amount of growth, and it's producing the most amount of revenue and revenue growth for me at the moment. So I guess short answer is like yes, but also I think YouTube is great for marketing because it's not just about the money, but it's also the potential to market other kinds of products or ideas or get feedback, or and the degree to which you can reach people on YouTube is just, in my opinion, it's way more than any other kind of like business venture-y type stuff. Like if I want to advertise on Facebook, the amount of money you have to spend on ads to make them get the targeting well and stuff like that it's just I know I've spent a couple $1,000s on Facebook ads before, testing out different strategies and stuff, and I was never able to get a positive return on ad spend. But YouTube is almost like everything you put on YouTube can be an advertisement, but it's you basically get paid to advertise almost. Yes, on how to read, I'm still a beginner with C++ and Java. Often when I go C++ docs, I have no idea where to start with the docs itself. I guess there's some people have said their learning strategy is like you read them. Some people say they read the whole manual first and then try to program. And then another strategy is, or I heard this described as is the way a mathematician would learn how to read programming is they read the whole manual, and then they start programming. And then the way an engineer would learn is you throw the manual in the garbage, and they just immediately start trying and like iterate. And I'm a lot more partial to the latter strategy. So I would say if you feel overwhelmed, start with like smaller, simple tasks, and just give yourself a thing you want to accomplish. And if you're a very beginner, it may be even hard to figure out what kind of task you want to do. Like I would say start some with simple concepts like just printing hello world, printing like a command line calculator program or something, or something that'll maybe calculate prime numbers or something like that, and just give yourself that as a challenge, and then on an as needed basis, then you can go and look up whatever you want in a manual or on the internet or in a book. And I mean, these days it's so much faster to go to just search for it on the internet. We got a new channel member here, Gate Kempt. Welcome to the member tier. So we're at 75% the way to our goal. So we're progressing much faster than last stream. I would say my approach that I would advise is like start yourself with objectives, and then also like that helps you build the confidence, I find too, because once you challenge yourself to do something, then you become more confident that you can do the next challenge. How long have you been in the workforce? Was it unclear in your 37-year-old broke loser? So I have from my official in the workforce experience was all in my undergraduate degree. So I did the co-op program at the University of Waterloo, which includes 6 co-op terms. So I did 6 different co-op terms across 5 different companies, so that equates to I think a total of 2 years of actual work, hands-on work experience in the workforce. And personally, for the last 3 terms, so I did NVIDIA, and then the last 2 terms were both Amazon. And during my last term, when I left, they said they were surprised. They didn't even know I was an intern. They thought I was a full-time employee. So at that point I was like, okay, this is pretty representative of what it would be like to be a full-time employee. And I saw the what the full-times did too, and how hard they had to work, and the on-call rotation, and it was pretty brutal. Hi chat, Robert Younger Hardware. Oh, nice. We got a super from War for €2. Thank you very much. And that's your first super on the live stream. Let's see. I'm getting lost in chat here. Why do you become an entrepreneur? It seems like a bad career path. After watching your video based on my own experience, it's a lot easier to just get a 9-to-5 and live your life. It's I guess just a it's one of those things where you can't necessarily analytically calculate, is it better to be a 9-to-5 employee, or should you be an entrepreneur? It's just the thing you want to pursue. You want to chase the dream of making it big. I mean, the upside is if you try to become an entrepreneur and it works, then of course the upside, you could become way more lucrative than a 9-to-5, and you could have a bit more control. And I mean, it's basically like trying to have your cake and eat it too. Some people say you can't do that, but then there's some people succeed and it works, and then there's also there's also a huge population of entrepreneurs who just kind of they're always chasing the dream, but they do just about approximately as good as they would in a 9-to-5, but they're all like kind of just on their treadmill forever. And there's tons and tons of small businesses like that, like people that start a used clothing store and they make enough to survive, and that's about it. I go to 1,000 zoos and give a cheap laptop to a monkey at each, and then come back to collect all the laptops, sort the data for any functional code the monkeys have managed to write. I guess that's one approach to writing software, but I don't know if that's quite feasible. That would require a lot of money on laptops. Have you found that your viewership has changed significantly since the 37-year-old broke loser video blew up? The viewership on that video has that one reached a wide audience. I think it has brought in a new audience. Now my daily posts are like they're at least somewhat tangentially about the Linux commands. I'm actually starting to run out of. I almost feel like I'm getting repetitive with those, but I think what has happened is like the that video reached a broad audience, but the YouTube algorithm is kind of training it onto the subset of that audience that is actually. So when they see my community post, some subset of people are actually clicking through to the shorts, the Linux command shorts. So I think it is filtering. So like that brought in the broad audience, but it's filtering down that and kind of tuning it down to the people who are, the smaller subset of that that's more receptive to the Linux content. But I think the way the algorithm works is probably if I do release another video that has a broad appeal, like the one I posted about the follow-up about broke loser is rich now, that one has like 100,000 views. So I think that's still quite appreciable viewership for the topic of that video. So it looks like it's still, even in the meantime, there were a couple other videos that I released that did not get as many views, but that one still got 100,000. So I imagine, it's a challenge. I can of course get more viewership if I broaden the topic of the video, but in a way I'm also kind of mission driven. If I completely give up the technical stuff and the Linux stuff, there's kind of no unique angle that I have on things. Chat, don't let this end early. Hi, I love your videos. Thank you very much. Waterloo, where the vampires hang out. Oh yeah. Yeah, to be fair, that guy probably was a vampire. for some folks, working 9 to 5 is super terrible. Yeah, it's definitely like I had the experience of it, and I was like, you know what? If I work this hard, if I'm going to work this hard here, I would rather work this hard for myself. And I naively thought I could do better financially. Now that hasn't happened so far, but I think a reasonable story is, sometimes it can take a very long time for stuff to pick up, and so I mean, there's still time. I could make things could go crazy next year, and maybe I'll make $1 million next year, make up for the lost time. Thank you for your time. Yes, I'm learning. I've done iOS stream and C-string, manage input from terminals while working. Yeah, I would say, if you're doing stuff like that, that's the right way to start. And then you can just kind of like, if you find something, if you just finished a project and you're like, I don't really understand how that worked, then start like digging down more on that and like keep researching that. And then like, you'll at first you'll kind of feel like, oh wow, there's like a million rabbit holes to chase. But then eventually you kind of start hitting the walls, and you start realizing like, oh, okay, and now I'm starting to, the rate of new things I've never heard of before starts to go down. You start seeing the same concepts come up over and over again. Do you write a script for your bigger videos? The 37-year-old one? Yes, so that video took almost a month. I probably spent like maybe a week or so on the script for that one, because I kind of just sat down. I had a lot of things that I wanted to really long list of stuff to cover in that video, and I was like, how do I succinctly present this without rambling? And I think I did a reasonable job. How many years in sum are you active programming? I started programming when I was around 14 or so. So, 37 minus 14, so quite a while. Linux Dude says, hello, how's it going? I picked a terrible project in Linux. Install Arch on a Surface Pro 6. I guess there have to be some trailblazers who try doing those things to make sure that Linux can work everywhere. I'm a 37-year-old loser with no work experience, so I don't think I could get a decent 9-to-5 job at this point. No family, so I might as well try to be an entrepreneur, because all I have is time. I guess if you're at 40 and you have no work experience, I guess there's lots of follow-up questions I'd have about like what kind of expertise, what kind of experiences have you had in that time? That would kind of inform the best trajectory to go forward with. But I want to try making an OS. You can try. It's it's doable. There's lots of people who have there's like there's like an OS dev forum. I've written this like a small microkernel before. It's mostly just like an academic type of thing. It's easy to make like a basic. You can actually within a weekend you can write a basic microkernel that does like message passing and stuff and context switching. But to make it useful is like an entire lifetime. I love the short command video. Super useful. Thank you. Have you ever done the NAND to Tetris course? I have not. Hoshi says, hello, how's it going? You're doing it the right way, build your own business. The YouTube route also creates your own community and sphere of influence. Live frugally, and that's key. It's there's no other kind of platform or anything that's given me the amount of feedback that YouTube has, and just looking at the landscape of the world and what has like influence and stuff like that. It definitely seems like if not YouTube, then some other platform, maybe TikTok or whatever. But YouTube seems like the main one. Linux YouTubers get good views though. I guess depends on the topic. I'm in chapter 9. BlackBerry movie was great. Robert, did you ever apply to RIM? I think I did actually apply to RIM. It was one of the places people. It was one of the big companies that everyone wanted to get a job at when I first started, but then towards the end, like nobody wanted to work there. They renamed themselves to BlackBerry by that point, I think. You ever consider making videos doing some real bash application scripts showing power? I would like to do more of that content, but we got wow, we're way past the goal today. So thank you to Dan Higgins, gifted 5 memberships. So congratulations to Telgor, Hide and Seek, John O'Dowell, Daniel, and 7% for your gifted memberships. All right, so that's that'll be the stream for this week. There's a couple of chats I missed, but keeping consistent with the title, I will that'll be a stream for this week, and next week we'll be up to 8, which I guess we're already at that number. All right, talk to you guys next week.